Hey, so I went to the place in North Myrtle Beach called Player's Choice because on Thanksgiving I saw that they had a little Instagram ad that said all the white sticker prices are gonna be 50% off, and I'm going, I bet that's the stuff that I like. Sure enough, it is, because the pink stickers are 20% off. And pink stickers is the new crap that's like a year old and backlogged. So I was like, when I asked him, I was like, so what's the 50% off one? He's like, well, it's all the older stuff. I'm going, oh, well, that's my stuff. So here we go. I got about, it would have been $70, $80. It was $80 after the 50% off. Everything in here is 50% off. So when you see a tag on here, just remember, my cat's over here playing like crazy. And he might scratch me once in a while trying to get my attention because he just loves me to death. So we got Justice. Maybe I should zoom down a little bit. And then we got another Justice. This was $3.50 originally, $3 originally. And another Justice. I'm trying to get all 12 of these so I can read them. I am mostly interested in them because of the fact that the metal men play a very important part in at least once the episodes or whatever. And I do want to see how they do that, because I had the action figures where Green Lantern was covered by, I don't remember which one it was. Batman was covered by iron, I think. So basically the metal men became the armor for the Justice League. I guess Platinum became Wonder Woman's armor. I'm like, that would be such a great idea. And they did make action figures. DC directed it. So I got a few more of these, and I still need about half of them. So I got some Justice numbers 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 7, 8, 12. And I do have two other ones already. So about $1.50, $1.75 each. What do you think? Is that a good deal? I don't know. Everything was pretty much under $2, it seems like, except for a few. This Robin and Batman was one that I was like really wishing I could have got the other day when I was watching Cheap Comic Collectors. He was doing something for just members, I think. I was like, dude, that's a freaking awesome comic book, because I love Egyptian stuff, as everybody here knows. And Batman and Robin is not a bad comic book series. It's written by Tomasi, a great writer for modern stuff. And I probably may have read this one. I read up to the point where he died, and then Batman was pairing about the people, and then I got too busy. I couldn't finish it. I don't know how many numbers up I went to when I was reading it. Back then, I didn't kind of keep a thing. I just kind of read them and then put them in a different, like a red box. Oh, well. I'm now trying to keep up with them on a computer. Like if I read it, I'll put down the date that I read the comic. And then I got a bunch of Justice League of Americas, because these normally are not in the back issue bin or the dollar diving bins. So, I mean, oh, by the way, they did have their dollar diving stuff for 15 issues for $10, but they normally do 12 issues. That's like getting 3 extra. I'm okay with that. I went just for the 50% off stuff. So I got, and I swear I had this one before, but according to my CLZ app, I don't have it. So I probably do. You know how the CLZ app is. But I'm like, for $1.75, I better not risk it. I definitely had it at one time, because when I was a kid, where the Ultra Humanite was trying to kill off the Justice League and the Justice Society, before that, like right before that, I started collecting Justice League religiously every month until the end. And this was, at the end. And I was one of the few people, all my friends, that liked the post-Trinity Justice League, like, the group that was kind of like the second generation, or like they could have made it Justice League Next Generation or Justice League New Mutants kind of thing. It felt like they were trying to make a junior Justice League, but not with teenagers, not like the Teen Titans. So I don't know. I liked it, but all my friends hated it. These guys right here. So, Batman and the Outsiders kind of thing, Although I don't know why Batman's in here, because he was not. It was like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman had left, and probably Aquaman and a few people kept on. I think like Martian Manhunter showed up again, and he was in the team, and Elastic Man. But we had like new people like Vibe, Steel, Vixen, Gypsy. I think those were our main new, second tier characters suddenly becoming the forefront. So we got Steel. So these were about $2 each after the sale. Vixen, I love that issue. I think she looks so funky right there. She reminds me of Shaka Khan or something, or Peaches and Herb, or that hair with the little, I don't know why, I always imagine it was like the little beads in it. Man, that would be super heavy. I would hate to have that kind of a hairstyle. And then Gypsy, when, you know, that mask, I remember all these issues. That's why I was like, I think I had this. I don't know. All right, so there's our Justice League of America. Then I got a comic book that I've never bought in my life. I don't think I even have ever bought any Mystery in Space comics, but I was like, sure, that's really cool for $2. I mean, yeah. It's right around the era that I would have read comic books. I don't know why I never read Mystery in Space. I guess, you know, I only had $5 a week allowance, and I had to make do with what I had. And I probably was like, well, it's cool, but I got to get my Superman, my Wonder Woman, my Justice League, all the other stuff, and I just had to leave it behind. All right, so I only got one of those. I got a bunch of New Mutants because, you know me, I definitely read all the New Mutants up to about issue 50. Right somewhere after what is that girl? Not Ilandra. His girlfriend that's a rock star that could teleport. That was about one of the last issues I remember reading. So it may even be earlier than that, but I feel like I've read through issue 50. So these don't look familiar to me. I've never read these, but I've been reading as I get on older issues of the New Mutants to kind of refresh my memory. And eventually to find out where did they go from there? How did they become Cable's people, whatever he did to them? Like, I don't remember this one. This was one of the last ones I would have read in. And I don't remember this one either. So most of these were about, yeah, here's the only one that was like $2.50. This one looks vaguely familiar from my childhood. Now, this is one I definitely remember reading as a kid. I definitely remember this one. So, yeah, that one looks vaguely like I would remember reading it, but I don't know. It may just be that it's Warlock, and I just thought Warlock. I don't remember this one. But after I'm reading it, I might go, oh, I remember this story. That kind of thing. Oh, and when the Valkyries, and yeah, all that stuff. That was like the last issues I remember definitely reading. All right, I got an Action Force. Now, this was one. Okay, so it was $4, but you're not going to get a UK comic for less than $4, because trust me, I do look for these on eBay, and I'm like, no, people want money, like gold for these or something. I mean, every now and then you can get one, like a lot of 5 of them for about $25, but that's rare. So, Action Force, aka G.I. Joe. This was number, it's 4th July 87, number 18, 32p, which I think means pence instead of pages. All right, but it has a U.S. price on it, which is weird. Then I collect all of the Spire comics, like Metarog does too. So Archie's Roller Coaster is one I do not have. They did have another one I had. These are actually yet to go into the children's section, which I never go into. I was just happened to, you know, waiting for a guy to get out of the. I was like, maybe I'll go to the dollar bin, and I was like, kind of leafing through the. Oh, there's you know these. I was like, oh, okay, I thought these were in the regular comics. And I got some of the superpowers. So I got superpowers number 3. I love these little heads on the side. Superpowers number 2. These definitely remind me of like old Justice League comics. There's like so many different ones of these. If you don't have your CLZ app, you'll be so confused. There's like 4 or 5 volumes of this. Like, you know, volume 1, 2, 3, 4. They just kept coming out every year in like small spurts. And the Super Team Family, are these reprints? Because I swear this story was in the Justice League like 162 or something. Trapped on the Living Planet Peril. I'm pretty sure these are reprints. I need to know. I want to know what you're reading. Because some of these later ones say all new stories. That makes me think, well, if they say all new stories, like it's a big thing, these must be all old reprints. So it makes me wonder if they would actually put it on the front. Where would it say that at? Normally it says at the beginning, like, reprinted from issue blah, 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 blah. Okay, so 1977, and usually it will say copyrighted 1977, 1968, or whatever, but it doesn't say that. Maybe, well, that one looks like it could be a new story, but where the plant people are, whatever, that looks like an older issue. I don't know. Somebody tell me below, because I really feel like I've seen this, not this exact cover, but like this is a recover, like same story, different cover. Speaking of which, I got another one here. Now this one's The Challenger's Face, the Greatest Foe. This one doesn't say all new stories by. And this one, I mean, I swear I must have had this as a kid because I definitely remember this cover. So, yeah. And there's the composite Superman. I always thought he was really cool. He was really rad. I thought I had this one because of that right there, but... All right, so those are some really rad comics I got. And these were about $2.50. Oh, the most expensive one is this one for $3. All right, here's one I got, which I know you're like, why would you buy it? It's a thickie for one thing, and it was only $1.75. And it has sentinels all over it. I have to figure out what's going on with this one. It's probably a more modern, like past 2000 comic, but yeah, it's got a website on it. There was no internet before the year 2000, so yeah, it's definitely it. Then look at this Green Lantern, $2.50. That's awesome. It's the 50th anniversary issue. That's really cool. I love this one. It's a thickie too. And then we got Green Lantern with our favorite. Well, I like Kyle Gardner. Or Kyle Gardner. I'm trying to put two names together now. Kyle Rayner, not Guy Gardner. I like both of those. I like all the Green Lanterns. All right. I just like how creative he is. He's really cool. Doesn't that look like the bad guy on Centurions? Like you put the Doc Hacker and or whatever, you put those two guys together, except they have two heads. This comic cover, not as good. But it was $1.50. This cover is awesome. Look at that Wonder Woman. That is definitely some John. That looks like John Burns art though. Here's the artist. But doesn't that look like Burns art? My gosh, that's great art. Okay, when I first got into Green Lantern as a kid, it was Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Of course, not these two, but I didn't get into Green Lantern before 1970, whenever it came back out again as Green Lantern. Whenever he was shooting and destroyed the lantern, that was like the first issue I can remember. I would stare at that thing, just think it was gorgeous. Look at that. Sonar turns up the volume, bump up the volume, bump up the volume, dance, dance. Man, I'm going to have a whole collection of like 180 of these issues for the Green Lantern Volume 3, but it's a great series, especially in the beginning. Now, I don't know about the end because, you know, as things got toward the 2000s, I got kind of lazy because it's the 2000s. You know what I mean, Burn? But anyway, let me know which one's your favorite comic out of all these. We got Green Lantern, we got One Adventure comic, we got some Super Team Family, got Superpowers. It's probably Archie, right? Archie? It's got Archie, Edith, leave me alone. Yeah, it's not that Archie. Wouldn't it be funny if they made Archie and Archie Bunker's place, kind of mixed them up, like mashed them together? It's like, hey, Jughead, you meathead, you Jughead. Oh my gosh, that was so work. Hey, Jughead, get a job, you commie pinko fascist. I can see that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny because Jughead, meathead. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm loopy. I guess I've been taking too much medication lately, having a cold and everything. The Action Force is pretty bright. So yeah, these are all excellent. So let me know again which ones you've read, which one's your favorite, and tell me why. Comment below. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.